மாஸ் கீழப்பாவூர்.
Hi, welcome to Mass Keelapavur channel. I am Dr. Aruna Shanmugavel. Today, we are going to learn about the development, age changes, sexual differences, and clinical anatomy of mandible in this video. Before starting the session, let us see a quote. Do it now. Sometimes later becomes never. Shall we move on to the topic? Fine. The mandible is the second bone to ossify in the body by sixth week of intrauterine life. It ossifies by both membranous and cartilaginous ossification. Which is the first bone to be ossified? Yes, it is the collarbone, clavicle, and that ossifies by fourth to fifth week of intrauterine life. The Meckel's cartilage is the cartilage of first pharyngeal arch. The mesenchymal tissue surrounding this cartilage develop into mandible. The whole body of mandible, except anterior part, and the ramus in continuation of body up to mandibular foramen developed by membranous ossification. The centers of ossification are two in number, one for each half, appears in the region of mental foramen by sixth week. The incisive portion of body starts by 10th week of intrauterine life by the cartilaginous ossicles on either side of symphysis mentae. After 10th week, the part of ramus above mandibular foramen, coronoid and condyloid process develop from secondary or accessory cartilages. Ossification extends from primary centers into these cartilages and growth in height of ramus and process developed by middle of fetal life. Let us see the features of mandible in different age groups. At birth, the body of mandible is a mere shell containing the sockets for deciduous teeth but imperfectly partitioned. The coronoid process projects above the level of condyle. The mandibular canal is larger in size and runs near the lower border. The mental foramen opens beneath the socket of the first deciduous molar tooth. The angle of mandible is obtuse 175 degree. At childhood, what are the features of mandible? Right. The body becomes longer, especially behind the mental foramen. The two segments of developing mandible are joined at the symphysis in the first year of life. The mandibular canal lies just above the level of mylohyoid line. The mental foramen almost reaches midway between the upper and lower borders of body of mandible. The angle of mandible becomes less obtuse, that is, about the fourth year of life, it is 140 degree. How are these features when you observe an adult mandible? You can observe the body and ramus of mandible almost equal. The mandibular canal runs parallel with the mylohyoid line. The mental foramen lies in the midway between upper and lower borders of the body. The angle of mandible becomes almost vertical. It ranges from 110 degree to 120 degree. Fine. What about the mandible in an elderly person? The body of mandible becomes greatly reduced in size. This is because the alveolar process is absorbed with the loss of teeth, leading to reduction in the height of the mandible. The mandibular canal as well the mental foramen are close to the alveolar border. The angle of mandible is about 140 degree. What are the differences between male and female mandibles? The male mandible is larger and thicker when compared to that of female mandible. The chin is square shaped in male and rounded in female. The height of the body of mandible is greater than that of the female. The breadth of ramus in male is greater than in female. The angle is everted and closer to 90 degree in the male, whereas in the female the angle is not prominent, inverted, and more obtuse, that is 110 to 120 degree. The male condyle is larger than the female condyle. The inferior border of body of mandible is irregular in male and smooth in female. The bigonial breadth as well bicondylar breadth and coronoid breadth is longer in male than in female. The posterior border of ramus is angulated in male, straight in female. Let us see the clinical conditions. Torus mandibularis is a bony sublingual protuberance typically near the canine or premolar teeth. Observe the picture. The cause may be masticatory hyperfunction, continued bone growth, genetic factors. The position of nerves in close contact with the mandible should always be kept in mind during surgeries. The other clinical features to remember in this juncture are the subluxation, ankylosis, prognathism, retrognathism, condylar hypoplasia, hyperplasia, and aplasia. To know the details, watch the video given in the end screen. Let us end the session with a quote. Adjustment is not important in life, but understanding is most important in life. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, select all to get instant notifications.